I'm here because I am a roaring lion crying out righteousness. All right, so I want to give everybody a heads up that you need to get ready for the imminent decision of indicting John Tribulation Trump in the Brad Rassenberger event from down in Georgia, where Trump called the Secretary of State Rassenberger and asked if he could find 11,800 votes. An indictment's going to come in. I think Fannie Willis, who is the district attorney for the Fulton County, there will be indicting Donald John Trump. So you need to brace yourself. That's probably going to happen, sometime in March, which is not many days from now. And others might be indicted because she said not only are the decisions imminent, but she was in court last week fighting the media's appeal to have the grand jury hearings released to the public, so what the grand jury heard and who testified and what information was presented to the grand jury can now become public knowledge. And it should be, because legally it should be. But she was in court asking the judge to forestall that because they're future defendants. In other words, Trump's going to be indicted. There's no doubt about that. And then people on that call with them is going to be indicted. Perhaps Giuliani will be indicted. This attorney Powell will be indicted. You know, remember her, and some others, maybe John Eastman. I don't know if he was on the call. And then she said that future. So we need to get ready for what's going to happen with the explosion in America, with the first indictment of a former president of the United States of America. We're in the tribulation, so how that will play in vaudeville, we'll have to see. Whether there'll be mass protests in the streets, whether there'll be an uprising, there'll be assassinations, we don't know. We really have not seen this play out before. Jesus would know, but he hasn't told anybody as of yet. I'm telling you that there is going to be an indictment. And then the irony of this, check this out, the irony of this is that Trump's life right now, his criminal activity career is in the hands of three black folk: Fannie Willis, who's a district attorney of Fulton County, Georgia. And then there's Alvin Bragg here in New York City, who's also reopened an investigation. He's called Michael Cohen back in to testify for 6 hours regarding the Stormy Daniels event. But Alvin Bragg is now going after Donald Trump, and that's probably going to land an indictment here of extortion or misuse of campaign funds or whatever. As you know, Alan Weisselberg, who has been served Trump's father as the accountant and CEO of the Trump organization, is now serving 5 months out on Rikers Island. And he bit the bullet. He fell on his sword. Well, he didn't fall on the sword, but he bit the bullet and said, "I'm going to jail. I'm not testifying against Trump." But I don't think it's over with yet. Alan Weisselberg's children are still on the hook. But Alvin Bragg, somehow or another, Alvin Bragg has made the decision. He's going after Trump as well. And then you got Letitia James, who is the district attorney, the attorney general, pardon me, let's get this right, Manning. She's the attorney general for the entire state of New York, and she's going after Trump on several. So Trump's criminal fate right now is in the hands of three black people. I won't call them Hamites. Let me stop calling these people who are black, pinch nose and house Negroes. Let me start referring to them as black. Let me just say, if I say somebody's a Hamite, then I call them a Hamite. But, anyway. So we need to brace ourselves. And then, of course, the economy is getting ready to tumble in a big way. Putin is upset that Joe Biden, my time Biden, has made a decision to send, the Abrams tank over to help Zelensky in this fight. And Germany has made the decision to send this Panzer tanks called the Leopard over there to fire up. So that's all going to play large on the big screen. And Xi Jinping is having a difficult time. Chinese people are getting ready to die from COVID-19 by the millions over there, and the economy is in the tank. So we're getting ready to look at a very dark time. And I have to tell you that, however, the dark times come and go, but these dark times will be under the auspices of the tribulation spoken by the Lord Jesus Christ. So, and then on a side from this, I think the best thing that could happen to Trump is that Fannie Willis would indict him, and that Alvin Bragg too. I mean, he's got the money to fight the lawyers. The lawyers will fight them. He's got the money to pay the lawyers. I put it that way. Except people like me who, anyway, I'll get to my case about foreclosure a little bit later on. We're still fighting. For Trump, this is like a windfall. It's because he's not going to go to jail. If you think somehow or another somebody's going to put Trump in handcuffs and send him to jail, you've been living on Mars. And I thought people on Mars were smarter than that. Can they indict him? I don't even know if he can get a conviction. I mean, you'd have to get 6 people in Georgia, right, to convict Trump. Now you can probably go to Eddie Long's church, the late Eddie Long. You can probably go to his church and get 6 people out of it. 12. I said 6 people, 12 people. I'm tired. I'm tired. You got to get 12 people to indict him, to convict him. And I don't know if you're going to find 12 people here in America, because all it takes is one person to hold out and say, I ain't going for the. So if he gets indicted, I don't know if he can get convicted. But the problem is that Merrick Garland is facing, and John Smith, the special counselor, they're facing, if they don't indict him, then that's going to say that there are people in America that are above the law, and that only poor people or people who are not famous have to face the music of their crimes. So Merrick Garland has got to indict him, even though Joe Biden, my time, is trying to muddy the waters by saying he's got documents. Because nobody knew Joe Biden had documents. He started telling everybody. Nobody hitting that ugly house, that ugly house. And by the way, it's an ugly. I thought that most Corvettes were always slick. Always, you drive a Corvette, the girls are going to jump in there. But Joe Biden's Corvette is as ugly as his house and as ugly as Joe Biden. His Corvette, what an ugly Corvette. Lives in an ugly house. But nobody knew that Biden had these documents. So he started telling people, I got documents too, to try to muddy the waters, try to get, and he I said first he was trying to, help Trump because Trump has got all the information on Hunter Biden. Now, that boy Hunter Biden, if you think Jared Kushner milked the Muslims, not Osama, but Mohammed bin Solomon, MSB, whatever he is, over there in Saudi Arabia, if you think Jared Kushner milked those Muslims over there in Saudi Arabia for big money, you ain't seen nothing like what Hunter Biden milked out of Zelensky and the Ukrainian. You ain't with that Brismo electric company over there. You ain't seen. So I thought that perhaps, and my thinking is always right, by the way, that Biden was trying to give Trump some cover. I think Biden was trying to give. So he said, "Listen, I got some documents in my Corvette. My secretary, when I was a senator, I was driving my secretary home, and she left the document, and they've been in my Corvette for 30 years now. Nobody know about your Corvette. Nobody know he had a Corvette. But that's an ugly Corvette." Anyway, I think what I'm trying to say is that get ready for some difficult times. But Trump, on the other hand, is going to really love this because he's not going to go to jail. It's going to give him all the press. Trump is going to be, you're going to see Trump everywhere. It's going to be on you, and they're going to put Trump's face on a milk carton because he's going to be so popular once they indict him. So guess it works that way. You say, Pastor, man, isn't that a form of injustice? They indict poor people. Everybody ridicules you, call you guilty before you get tried. That's true, but not with Trump. No, not with Trump. And it's going to raise it. Trump right now is carrying about 35% of the Republican Party. Indictment will bring him up to about 60%. Because people are going to stick, you're not going to put out, a lot of people call Trump the best president America's ever had since Ronald Reagan. Did you know that? Yeah. A lot of people say he's the best president America's ever had, except for Ronald Reagan. And Trump said he's better than Abraham Lincoln. That's what Trump said about himself. So it's always going to be fun to watch, but it's also going to bring out a lot of anger in a lot of people. Anyway, Adam Schiff and Eric Swalwell. Eric Swalwell needs a new name, right? And Ilhan Omar, I think, going to get kicked to the curb by Kevin Coward McCarthy. Anyway, everybody, I'm James W. Manning. I'm the Lord's servant. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.